Amanda and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am finally going to be sharing with you my updated workstation tour. I know this video is sort of been in anticipation and I actually had already filmed it once before, but I wasn't happy with the footage that I got. It felt rushed. So today I am attempting to film this again and get it out to you so you guys can see the current workstation that I'm in. If you guys don't know, I recently moved from New Mexico out to California and I moved with Keith. I started grad school and we basically downsized into this tiny little apartment where we are now, and my workstation was something that I knew was going to have to change a lot, especially if you guys saw my last workstation tour where I basically had this whole room to myself. That is no longer the case. Now my workstation is in the living room where the couch and the TV are, and I have this little separate station for getting ready in the morning. So it's a lot happening in one space. And the biggest difference is now my workstation is Keith's relaxation station. So that's been a bit of an adjustment, but so far it's actually been kind of cool to be in the same space as him while I work. Before I would kind of isolate myself a lot and I wouldn't really come out of my cave, so we called it. So now my cave is his cave. Mi casa es su casa, because we live in the same casa. You feel? So yeah, that is sort of the situation that we are in right now. But that being said, I am really happy with the workstation that I created. I actually think it's a lot more effective in some ways compared to my old workstation. Although the biggest difference is how I store things. It's a little bit more spread out. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the workstation tour. I'm gonna try and film some more up close shots and do just like some talk over portions of the video. We'll see how that works. I feel like it works a little bit better than me just standing in front and pointing at various things, just because that was the issue with the last video. I feel like that didn't look so great. So let's see if I can make some magic happen. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much just going to start going over each space individually, and I'm going to try and provide as much information about where I purchased furniture or who the artist is for a certain art piece. That way, if you are interested in buying it for yourself, you have that information available. However, if I miss something, please just feel free to comment down below and let me know. So let's start with the makeup vanity station. Again, here's just sort of a look over at the entire space. You guys might remember these 3 set of drawers. I've had them in every workstation video I've ever filmed. Unfortunately, I don't know where they're from, but I'm sure you could find something similar at Walmart, Target, IKEA, pretty much anywhere. The little desk is from Walmart. It cost me about $30, which I think is a really good price. I love the color of it, and it's the perfect size for this little space. The chair is originally from IKEA, but I bought it secondhand, so it was $10. The rug is actually a hand-me-down from my grandma, and I believe it is actually an authentic lambskin rug, and she purchased it like in Holland, I think. So it is a hand-me-down. I wouldn't condone buying animal fur outright, but since it is a hand-me-down, I do have it in my house, and I actually really do enjoy it. You can see down here, I also have some sneak peeks of some Halloween stuff, which is going to be coming to my channel very, very soon. As far as the individual desktop storage makeup containers, they all kind of come from different places, but you could find something similar at your Walmart or even stores like HomeGoods, Ross, and TJ Maxx. The mirror, again, I don't know because it belonged to my parents, but I've had this mirror for a long time and I really, really love it. I have a couple of pieces from Alexi Brewer. You can see those here. These smaller ones up here are all by an artist who goes by Pencil Butter. I have some Monique Renee prints, and this is pretty much my Sailor Moon wall, although I do have more Sailor Moon prints that didn't all fit on this wall. This is where I keep some of them. So yeah, that is a look at my little makeup vanity. Now I'll really quickly just break down this bookshelf for you. The bookshelf is also from Walmart and it's in the same finish as that tiny desk I just showed. So I really enjoy that. I put it together myself. This artwork up here is a gift from my stepbrother. I think it's hilarious and I definitely wanted to give it a center focus point in my apartment because I really love that. The first shelf is pretty much all decorations. I have a growing collection of elephants because elephants are my favorite animals. I also have some of my favorite rubber ducks and some little figurines. The second shelf, I have some skulls because I also love skulls. If you guys don't know that, then you must be new here. And then next to that, I have a print by Lexi Brewer in the back and some pictures of Keith and I. And these products here in the front that you're seeing are some art supplies that I've yet to review on my channel. Moving down to the third shelf in this bookcase, we have my scanner. Now this is an Epson Perfection V37 scanner. I've had it for several years. I love it. It works super, super well. It scans in high quality, and so it's perfect for everything I need it for. Plus, I like that it's not super bulky. And to the left of that, I have my button press that I purchased on Amazon several years ago. So I don't know if you could find this exact model, although this exact model isn't that great, so I don't know if I would personally recommend you guys to buy this one. And then on the fourth shelf, I have a little dinky HP printer that I use for printing off school stuff or, you know, like stuff online, but I don't use this to print my artwork. But I like to have it around that way in case I do have to print like a 30-page paper for school. I'm not using my super nice expensive printer, which I will show you in a moment. And to the left of this little printer, I have some of my favorite art books. Some of these are actual tutorial-based books. Some of them are just like art books that artists have made, and I like to keep them on hand for inspiration. And to the right of my printer, I have some of my textbooks for school. Since school has now started and is in full swing, I have a lot of reading for all of my classes, so I have to keep that close by. That way, whenever I have some spare time, I can just get ahead on some reading for class. Now down to the very bottom shelf, we have my Epson Artisan 1430 wide format printer. That's a mouthful. I purchased this printer about a month and a half ago and have been in love with it ever since. I can now make my own prints at home, and I find that this printer is actually really, really great quality. I have a continuous ink system hooked up to it, which makes the ink really affordable. And if you guys want me to do an in-depth video talking all about this printer, I would be happy to do that for you. So just leave a comment down below letting me know that you're interested in that, and I will get right on it. Okay, now I know this isn't an ideal angle for you to really see the desk, but I want to talk about the actual furniture for my desk before I get into all of these supplies and details. So the desk is from IKEA, and it's made up of a few different parts, and I will link them all down below because I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but that way if you're interested in getting a desk similar to this, you will have the resources. So the desk is basically three separate parts. We have the hutch up here, which is what my markers are resting on. And what's particularly cool about this hutch is that it has a dry erase back to it, and it's really neat because it's magnetic and you can write things on it and erase them, which is really neat and handy. It's also like a perfect size for a smaller desk. I think it's great, and I purchased that separately from the desktop, which is literally just a desktop. You have to buy the legs separate, and I purchased, I believe this one is about 50 something inches. I can't remember exactly, but I purchased this desktop and then I purchased the 4 legs separately. And what I would advise you guys to do if you purchase your desk this way is to make sure that the legs are sturdy enough to support the desktop. I feel like I purchased my legs a little bit small and the center of my desk started to bow in a little bit in the center, which was a little bit concerning, and so now I have these 3 drawers slid right under that to give the desk more support, which means the work surface of the desk is a little bit smaller, but because it's so deep, I actually don't notice that being so much of an issue, and this has worked really great so far. Okay, so I wanted to mention this little cubby right here, which I purchased from Michael's. It's by the Recollections brand. This is super, super handy. It blends right in with my desk and I think it fits in pretty inconspicuously. I really, really like it, and it's a great way for me to store my portfolios and papers that I use more frequently, as well as just some like sketchbooks and other sort of vertical flat things. You can also flip it the other way if you prefer to have it in that orientation, and it also makes a really nice surface to put things on top of. So you can see on top of this one here, I have a pair of headphones for when Keith's watching TV. I can watch my videos and we're not canceling out each other's sounds. I have a little candle here, I have my pencil sharpener, and my blue snowball microphone for when I record my voiceovers. Let's talk really quickly about lighting as well, because it is a very important component of any workstation, especially if you are filming. I have this lamp here, which is from IKEA, and I switched the bulb out for a daylight bulb. Now that is the essential part of that whole sentence. It needs to be a daylight bulb so that you don't get any yellow or blue light. This is a really true white light, and it makes it excellent for filming and also just for seeing the colors accurately when you're working. I highly suggest that if you have any lighting at your workstation, you make sure it is a daylight bulb, and you can purchase them for pretty inexpensive at your local store. I also have this lamp over here, which you can see just clips onto the bookshelf. I've had this forever. You can probably find one at your Walmart or Target or wherever you shop for home goods. They're usually pretty inexpensive, like under $10 or so, and it really helps sort of equalize the lighting so that I have two light sources on both sides and I don't have any harsh shadows. So you can see this desk, because of the white surface, it reflects the light really well, and the whole space is really well lit despite how dark my actual apartment is. We don't get a lot of natural light from the one window, and the lamp that we have in the living room isn't very bright. It is essential that I have enough light at my desk, and I definitely think I do, and having a white or light colored desk really, really helps with that. So let's talk about this mat really quickly. I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. It is 11 inches by 17 inches, and it is this dark green color, which I'm not really thrilled about. I kind of wish it was a lighter color, so again, the light would reflect properly and I wouldn't get these sort of weird blotchy things, which can kind of throw off your lighting while filming. So I am currently looking to upgrade this not only to a larger size, but also to a different color. If you guys know of any drawing mats that you would recommend, please leave me a comment down below so that I can look into it. But the great thing about this being from Hobby Lobby is that you can use a 40% off coupon, which is what I did, because for some reason, these things are kind of expensive. Here's my phone, which is never too far away. And back here we have my laptop. It's a MacBook Pro 13-inch, I believe. I've had this for going on 6 years. That's a really long time. Wow. And it's still in great shape. The case is from Amazon. It's not a great case though, so I wouldn't recommend buying it because it was really cheap and started cracking and breaking shortly after I bought it. On this side of the desk, I have my Huion tablet, and I've been meaning to do a review on this, you guys, but I've been so bad about using it regularly that I really don't feel like I would have enough content for a review video. But if you guys are still interested in seeing me review this, it was not sent to me. I purchased it with my own money. Let me know, because I can definitely get on that and maybe start using it a little bit more. This is my current sketchbook. You can see I just have it decorated with some fun stickers. This is the Canson Mixed Media Sketchbook, 7 inches by 10 inches. It's my favorite sketchbook, my favorite size in this sketchbook. It's so, so good. I love it, can't get enough of it. And yeah, I like to just decorate my sketchbooks. And this is the sketchbook I'm going to be doing Inktober in this year, so you're gonna be seeing this guy again soon. This is my Lazy Susan. I believe that's what these are called, these little spinny things. This has a lot of my inking tools, including my Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners, my Sakura Jelly Rolls, my Sakura Pigma Microns, Prismacolor fine liners, as well as my brush pens and brushes for painting. There's a lot of different things in there, and this is a really handy way to store them. And I got this at TJ Maxx, I believe. It was pretty inexpensive. So here you can see this is the dry erase board component of the desk that I was talking about earlier. I have magnets on here that just really hang stuff up very easily. I love that component of this desk because it makes it really easy to pin stuff up here and have it visible while I'm working, which is why I have my Copic marker color sheets up here. I have my social media checklist, which you can download this from my Patreon if you're interested. It really helps if you are a YouTuber or a social media person and you are trying to get in the habit of posting your art regularly online. This is a really, really helpful list, and it's sort of specific to me, but I feel like it might be helpful for a lot of you as well. So I have that up there, and I have it laminated so that I can use a dry erase marker on it and erase and reuse it many, many times. I also have just like lists of stuff I need to do for life and school and just stuff in general. Oh, let me show you guys this because I love it. This is a gift from Jennifer Charlie Art. When I met her at Crunchyroll Expo, we did a little swap, and she gave me this illustration. This is the original, Copic marker original, and if you guys watch Bravest Warriors, then you might get what this is from. If not, you need to go watch it and find out. This is from one of the little bonus extras that they had, and it's so cute. Rebecca! Sorry, the lighting is terrible on that. But I love this, and I have it hung up here on my desk for now so that I can see it every time I'm working. And on this side of my desk, I just have some more sketching and writing tools. In this jar, I have all of my Prismacolor Colorase colored pencils that I use to sketch with for my artwork and in my sketchbook. I also have a push-up eraser and a pencil extender in there because I have a habit of holding on to all of my stubby Prismacolor Colorase pencils. So I bought a pencil extender so I can still use them to the very last inch. But yeah, so I can't throw these away. Does anybody else have that problem where like you can't throw them away because they're so cute? So yeah, then I just kind of keep these handy on my desk so that they don't roll around everywhere and get lost. I also have a little handheld pencil sharpener and just some pens, pencils, scissors, X-Acto knives, just other things that I might need while I'm at my desk, either working on homework or on artwork. So yeah, I just like to keep these all kind of separate so that I know what is in each container. And in these little shelves, I just have a few of my technology accessories, including backup batteries, backup memory cards, my webcam, and this little artwork, which reminds me to always be kind when you speak to others, especially on the internet. This little shelf down here contains all of my fake succulents, and you guys, I officially have names for them. I'm so excited. So this is Cynthia, short for Photocynthia. This back here is Phil, short for Cetaphil. And this little guy in the middle, I've just decided to call Little P for Little Plant. So those are their names. I honestly kind of want to turn them into characters because I love their names so much. And on this bottom shelf, I have my pen for my Huion tablet, my little glove for my Huion tablet, this artwork, which was done by Nikki or Imaginative Artist here on YouTube. I almost forgot her username, oh my gosh. And then in this little bag back here, I just have a bunch of technology accessories like chargers and cords and just things that I might need when I'm at my desk, and I just like to have them all in one place. And lastly, we are just going to talk about the very top shelf of this little hutch. So you can see I have a dry erase board calendar back there, which basically just helps me keep track of my YouTube schedule, homework schedule, life schedule. Basically, if I don't write it down, it's gonna be forgotten. So yeah, I have that there. I have a little nameplate here from when I used to work at my old job, and they let me take it, which was really sweet of them. I have these little pictures of Keith and I in high school. Back here I have my colorless blender refill, and then behind that I have my air can for the Copic airbrush system. I have this Copic storage case here, which I got on Amazon. I will link everything down below, like I said, so don't sweat it. But this holds all of my Copic markers and quite a bit of my refills as well. And then I also have this storage container right here, which is from stampinStorage.com. That holds the remainder of my refills. I also have a little skull rat here and a little skull rat here, and I love them. They're so cute. On top of my Copic case too, I also have like some rulers and paper cutters and stuff like that as well. And then you can see these weird things clipped to the sides of my desk. Those are my monopods, I guess you would call them. They're basically like a clip-on tripod so that I can clip my camera to any part of my desk while I film, which is great because I can film with my webcam and camera simultaneously, and I can kind of switch up the angle and height depending on how big the piece is and that sort of thing. So I really love these. I get them on Amazon like I get everything else, and they're just super handy. So highly recommend these. I've used them for years and I finally got a second one. My first one was still in great condition, but I just feel like I like having the versatility of having two set up at once. So that is my desktop. And then just really quickly, I'll show you what is in these drawers. It's not particularly interesting and it's really unorganized, so I'm not gonna dwell too long in here, but basically this first drawer is all like office supplies. I have my dry erase markers, I have some sticky notes, binder clips, rubber bands, a fidget spinner, a stapler, a Naruto Leaf Village headband. Like there's a lot of stuff in here, and let's move on. This second drawer has a lot of my art supplies that I don't reach for all the time, but I still reach for often enough that I like to have it at my desk. I have a travel pencil case here, a watercolor palette, some colored pencils and watercolor pencils under that. I have a little spray bottle of rubbing alcohol, which comes in handy when I'm cleaning my Copics, a corner rounder, some spare Colorase pencils, a circle punch, a small tripod, a little eraser duster, some various inks, erasers, some E6000 glue because you should always have some of this on hand. Yeah, basically it's just like stuff I don't use all the time, but it's still nice to have close by. And lastly, in this bottom drawer, I just have some various paper and sketchbooks, some binders, and this is all stuff that I use but I don't use to draw on all the time. I have some printer paper in here, some cardstock that I really enjoy. Some of these sketchbooks are new and some of them are used, so some of them I've already filled up, but I like to hold on to them for reference and just to look back on so I can see my improvements. Now, this is sort of that spare closet that I showed you guys earlier in the overview, and this is sort of a catch-all space for my junk as well as some of Keith's junk. So not everything in this cubby is mine, but a lot of it is, I'll admit it. This is like just some spare craft supplies. I have some jewelry making stuff, some spare button parts, paint. This is a lot of my like technology charger stuff that I don't often need. More button parts. This is Keith's stuff. And I also have like my postal scale in here. I have my laminator. I don't even know if you guys can see. Can you see? It's weird because these doors don't push back anymore. Okay. So yeah, I have my laminator back here. I also have like some comic books back here, which I'm really sad they're not on display, but they're back there, I promise. And I really need to get around to getting those out of there so that I can actually open them and use them. So yeah, anyway, this is like all just various odds and ends for me. Here we have some shipping supplies for my online store. I have like cardboard envelopes, chipboard, that kind of stuff, so that when I'm shipping stuff, it's really secure. It's not going to get damaged in transit. This is the box for my continuous ink system, which I feel like maybe is helpful for you guys to see. So you can kind of like see what it is and what I'm talking about when I say continuous ink system. So yeah, I got it on Amazon. I got it at the same time I got my printer, and it's really easy to set up and really helpful. And this shelf down here contains all of my prints. This is a pop-up file cabinet from Walmart. I love it because I can organize my prints by category, and it makes it super easy for me to pick out which one I need. And so yeah, and it's really sturdy too, which I like. I take this with me to conventions as well. I believe these are cellophane bags, as are this envelope. Here I have like some more bubble mailers and cardboard if I need to add more stability to a package. And then down here I have convention supplies. So this box, this box, this box, and this little bank bag are where I keep all of my stuff for conventions. And if you guys saw, I went to Crunchyroll Expo recently. Everything that I needed for that convention fit in these little boxes. and that makes it super helpful. So I don't actually overpack for conventions. I feel like I have a pretty good system for everything that I need. And so yeah, having that all in one place and all together just makes it super, super handy because I don't have to scramble at the last minute and risk forgetting something. So that is it, guys. That is my current workstation. This is where I will be for about the next year or so. And who knows, after that we may move and I may have a whole different workstation. I feel like I have a lot of workstations in a very short period of time just because of like how much I've moved with like undergraduate school and now graduate school, and I've done a lot of moving basically in the last 5 years of my life. I've lived in like 7 places or something, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this workstation tour. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you want any resources or links to anything, check the description bar down below because I'm going to put the links to my furniture, my storage, my lighting. I'll even link stuff like my tripod and my camera just so you guys really have a good feel for like all of the equipment that I use in my workstation. Obviously I couldn't really show the camera on the tripod because like you are the camera on the tripod, so I couldn't. You feel? Okay, so yeah, anyway, I will also answer any questions if you saw a print or a piece of artwork that you really liked and you want to know who the artist is so you can contact them. I will answer those questions for you down below, and I would be happy to, actually, because I would love to support any of the amazing artists that I have hung up in my house. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was worth the wait, and I will see you guys Friday with a brand new video. Bye, guys.